Remember Rendlesham Forest? There's one more thing that happened. There was another witness. Remember the bunch of US Army guys that were based there, right? And the British Bobby touched it, right? There was this mist. Now, this soldier, ex-soldier, said this. A small, concentrated ring appeared where the craft was. And that ring started to get elongated and stretched. When it got stretched, I quote, a monster walked up. Then the ring got smaller and the ring disappeared.
What monster?
That's the thing. Hi everyone, we need your help. Please watch this video until the end. We do our best for each episode to really deliver as much value as we can. And our guests who make the time to come here, well, we need to give them the respect as well to really sit down and have a good conversation. And conversations, as conversations go, they take time. So we really ask you to please watch each video until the end. We need the hours in order for us to continue producing more and more episodes on the Chris Henson Conversation. Please enjoy this conversation.
Before we begin the show, here is an important announcement. For 100 years, Shure has set the standard for professional audio. Designed to outlast and outperform, Shure products help you deliver your message with confidence. Trust in Shure. You can be sure with Shure. Shop the Shure Shop Singapore now. Visit the link on screen and use the promo code AFC Henson to get limited Shure merchandise with your purchases. Now, let's start the show.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Chris Henson Conversation. It is the season finale. I hope you've enjoyed season 7. It has been quite kind of long season, but we're ending it today, and we're going to take a season break right after we finish shoot here. This is the UFO Reveal Asia program or episode, and I have with me as my guests, I have on my right, the token white boy.
Hello.
I have our version of the UFO magnet, and he's back again. He was with us a couple of seasons ago, and that's Doug Anderson. Welcome back to the show, Doug.
Thank you.
And of course, my resident guest. He's been my resident guest like since we started the Chris Henson Conversation for this series, and he is my resident ufologist, Mr. Ignatius Bong. Welcome back to the show, Bong.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh boy. Shenanigans are about to start. Okay, take a look, man. I'll tell you, talk about the freaking weather, man.
Yeah, it's
I'm
super hot, man.
Melting here, man.
Yeah.
Kai, is the AC up all the way?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, but can't bloody feel it. Okay, back to the show. Okay, everybody, a lot of exciting things has happened since our last season, and so many things. I tell you, it's been a nightmare trying to get this program together because we've got loads of things to update you on, loads of things I would like to have discussed with my learned partners here today on this panel about the phenomenon of the UFO. Most people now officially call it the UAP, but of course Bong hates that.
Yes,
Bong hates
definitely.
it being called the UAP.
Yes.
I don't know why, but he's got a hang up about that.
Yeah.
We are going to be playing for you these two videos, so sit back and enjoy.
Alert: the Trump administration releasing the first batch of files related to UFOs and alien life.
So is the truth really out there?
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy joins us live with the details. What have you learned, Peter?
Good morning. So, a White House official left this hard drive on my desk overnight. You can see on it, it says AARO files copy 203. That is the All Domain Resolution Office copy 203. This is the first big batch of UFO disclosure ordered by press on there have popped up different places before. Some of them have not, and we have been going through this all morning and overnight to try to put together some of the best video so we can all look at this together. This is a world exclusive right here. So let's go to the first clip over the skies of the United Arab Emirates in June 2024. An inverted teardrop with a vertically linear trailing mass, as described by the War Department, suspended below. The War Department cannot say for sure what this is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. The next video, over the skies of Iraq, December 2022, moving bottom left to top right of the field of view. All CENTCOM gets from this is an area of contrast. That's what they describe it as. It is officially still listed as an unresolved UAP report. Next video, over the skies of Greece, October 2023, what is described as a small and circular UAP flying near the surface of the ocean towards land. CENTCOM can't tell us what it is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. Within the last 2 minutes, all of these videos have gone live on war.gov/UFO, and a White House official tells Fox First, while past administrations sought to discredit or dissuade the American people, President Trump is focused on providing maximum transparency to the public, who can ultimately make up their own minds about the information contained in these files. And there's also a fresh look at some historical records. There's this from Apollo 17 included in this big document dump. One of the astronauts says, we've got a few very bright particles or fragments or something that go drifting by as we maneuver. The control center says, Roger, understood. Another astronaut says, there's a whole bunch of big ones on my window down there, just bright. It looks like the 4th of July out of Ron's window. Another astronaut says, yes, now you can see some of them in shape. They're very jagged, angular fragments that are tumbling. This exchange has long been dismissed as floating insulation. But now the White House is saying, while this photo has been previously released and discussed by keen observers, there is no consensus about the nature of the anomaly. And this all started, of course, because we asked the president about it in February.
Yeah, those are the two videos, people. And now I'm going to flash this article for the BBC on the UFO files release. Can we have that up, please, Kai? There you go. Hovering objects and flashing lights. What we learned from UFO documents released by the Pentagon. Now, wow, guys, it has been made officials on the BBC. As a matter of fact, there was also a report up on our own channel, News Asia.
Yeah.
So it's out in the open, man. So if you've been paying attention to the skies, you know the game has completely changed. And for all of you naysayers who've been laughing your asses off at us, we are laughing back at you. What we're witnessing now is the tearing down of decades of official secrecy. The White House has officially dropped the first major batch of declassified UFO and military files directly to the public domain through war.gov/UFO. You can actually go online and go there into the War Department's site and check them all out. What do you guys got to say about this, man?
I think it's good actually, because I mean the things that it's showing there, I've seen things go into water, come out of the water, and now that they are releasing it, I think it's a good thing.
As an American, are you still an American?
Sometimes.
How do you feel about it, man? From the old country?
I think it's good because I think people should be aware of it. I've always known that they've been around. I've seen them my whole life, and I can come on here and talk about it. And now that they're releasing what they have and what I've seen, it just clarifies things. And people might think that I'm, full of crap or whatever when I tell my stories, but this backs it up because it's exactly what I saw.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
You feel vindicated.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to do this for you, man. For all of you people who've been giving crap to Doug, this is what I'm going to do. All right.
Yeah, lovely fingers you have there.
Okay, man. Got one done for you, bro. Okay, Bob, what do you think, man?
I think it's about time, but I am sure there is a motive behind that they want to basically prepare the population. But then again, I have been asking around many people, do you really care if they were to disclose things like that? And a lot of them say, we don't care. Yeah, that's the majority of population do not care whether this is real or this is fake or whatever. And they just, so what? It doesn't matter,
the only
That's
thing that
part.
matters to them would be the cost of public transport.
Yes, correct.
CPF.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is it going to make anything go well? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite sad, But the thing is that for people like us who have been following this, the story of this very long story from the process from a very many decades, it is. I wish certain of the investigators who had already passed on in the US and the UK are able to see, were able to live until now to see,
like Stanford Friedman.
Like Stanford Friedman. All these are all the
Nick Pope, man.
Nick Pope, John Mack, and all this,
Yeah.
So it'd be great if they could be around to see
Nick
this.
Pope has recently left us, and he's one of the high-profile ufologists in the world.
Yeah.
But we're not just talking about black and white photos anymore. We're not talking about all the blurry stuff. We have military radar telemetry, infrared tracking, audio transcripts straight from the Pentagon, and the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, ARROW, which I've got my opinions about them, from inverted teardrop structures tracked over the UAE to unexplained objects cutting through the skies of Iraq and Greece. The data and all that, you can find it in that site, is undeniable. So past administrations tried to dismiss, discredit, dissuade the public, but today, the raw data is on the table. And this transparency is the new directive. Now, let's look at what they're finally admitting. So we go down one by one, Let's take a look at let's talk about the evidence where the global transonic anomalies over Iraq, UAE, and Greece. All these, ladies and gentlemen, you can find them at the War Department's website in the newly declassified documents and photographs. The declassified ARROW hard drives reveal specific tracking logs from global hotspots. In June 2024, 2 years ago, an inverted teardrop craft with a trailing vertically linear mass suspended beneath it. Now, how often have we heard about that kind of craft? I remember that in Singapore a long time ago, there was a craft that was spotted that way, spewing something linear below it. In Iraq in December 2022, an unresolved object officially designated by CENTCOM, Central Command, as a high-velocity area of contrast, moving diagonally across military sensors. In Greece in October 2023, a small circular UAP skimming immediately above the ocean surface, accelerating directly toward land. Now, these files prove UAPs are not an exclusively American phenomenon. I've always thought, my wife always said that. No? Why must everything happen in America?
Yeah.
Then when you look at Independence Day, why must it be New York? you know?
correct.
And even if you watch the Avengers, man, when shit happens in where? New York, you know.
Yeah, correct.
When Godzilla came, but I don't know why Godzilla prefers San Francisco. But now, no, man. I mean, this it's reality today.
Yeah, it's
not
everywhere.
just in the US, right? Why are these highly distinct aerodynamic geometries being logged simultaneously across multiple global combat and maritime zones? Notice these areas, right, especially Iraq, Syria, there have been a lot. Have been spotted, objects have been spotted, UFOs and UAPs have been spotted flying in war zones, right, and maritime zones. Why do you think that?
I think they're watching.
They're watching the war?
Well, they're just overseeing things, seeing, I'll say, how stupid we are. For me, I think it's sad, because like, let's say you're the aliens, you want to come down, hopefully peacefully, and then we're just killing each other here on Earth.
Yeah.
To me, we're all brothers and sisters.
And they see us as dumb fucks.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, and we're killing ourselves.
Yeah.
Another world war breaks out. We start sending nukes everywhere. We just kill ourselves.
You know something? When you say
sad.
watching, man, watching, just now they're watching us. This is what I need to tell you. I had a guest. And for those of you, I hope you watched the episode, the last UFORAS episode just last week when we released it. I had Miss Terry Wong with me, and she's she discovered she does this thing called automatic writing.
Yeah.
Right? And what you see on the desk is what she left behind, right where she sat, where you're sitting now. I know the audience has seen it before in last week's episode, but she just ended up scribbling all these things. Now, long story cut short, she actually also writes in English, and whatever comes to mind, she ends up writing poetry and messages. And there's this group of beings that she's been in touch with, and they're called the Watchers. Heard of them?
Yeah.
And I asked her in that episode, have you ever done any keen, deep research into ufology? She said, no. Do you know that the Watchers are mentioned everywhere in ufology?
Mm-hmm.
These beings called the Watchers, that they are watching the Earth. They're watching what's happening here.
Mm-hmm. I feel that also why they always appear in military zones.
Mm-hmm.
They are watching us. They're also watching our military response. Like how do you respond to something, a threat? How fast can you actually?
So you're thinking this is strategic reconnaissance?
I think yes. It's for me, my personal opinion, it could be a reconnaissance mission.
Oh man!
So they're here to check how fast they can actually.
Come on!
Yeah.
I think through the centuries, by now, it's like them dealing with a bunch of idiots throwing sticks and stones.
True.
Come on!
From the Amazon, a lost tribe.
We're like ants,
cavemen.
man. We're like ants to them. Man. Come on, just like that, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move along. Since we're still on the topic of the disclosure that's been happening so far, the declassified files from the Pentagon and from the War Department, the Apollo 17, included in the official document dump is the declassified radio transcript from the Apollo 17 lunar mission. Now, astronauts documented, that a swarm of very bright particles or fragments were tumbling outside the craft. And they described it as looking like the 4th of July outside of the window. So for decades, I tell you, if we go back, if we were to collate all of the statements made by NASA through the decades, right, about how they debunk and dismiss, right, stuff like this as floating spacecraft insulation, ice crystals, and now the official White House stance has explicitly shifted. It states that there's no consensus about the true nature of the anomaly. That's why I feel like Ross Coulthard, when he said these batches of declassified pictures and videos and files are underwhelming because he knows more. He can't talk about it. It's underwhelming, and he was disappointed. I feel the same.
Okay.
Because they release the files and they say, "Oh, now you figure it out for yourself." But here it is.
Actually,
We have them,
okay.
but here it is.
To us, it's underwhelming because I think we are experts in the field, so-called experts. But I guess the general public, a lot of them have not ever heard of all this.
Right.
So to them, it's like, oh my god, you mean something happened during Apollo? And some of them can even ask, what's Apollo?
Huh?
So I'll give them a
You're
look.
not joking,
I'm not joking,
right?
man. The general knowledge is zero, man.
Get a freaking life, people.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So for some people, I think most of the population, they will see, oh, there's a bug flying across the lands, there's this bird formation flying through, things like that. They still think this way. You can bring, unless a live alien appears next to, for example, the president, this is a live alien, nobody is still going to
They
believe.
still
I
won't
can't
believe it.
stand it.
They'll say it's AI.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
They will say,
But you know what I can't stand about Singaporeans,
Yeah.
man? I mean, do they even know that the fucking Viking landers have landed on Mars like in the fucking 70s?
Not really. They just know that the bus service from this point to this point
I
travels
give
in
up,
30
man. I freaking give up sometimes, What's the point of having a show? You don't even know what the freaking Apollo missions are.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, really. But the thing is why is the government there? Some things do not mention the orange person.
Okay, all right.
In charge of the. You mention his name, I'm in the shits because the platform here was gonna stop me from doing a lot of things. Secondly, do not mention the people on Capitol Hill. Do not mention that body of people. Yeah, you mentioned that, and somehow they think has got to do with their. Yeah. Never mind. Don't go there, okay? Otherwise, this show is taken off the air.
Yep.
So be very artful about how we mention these people, okay? Tell you the orange fella is a nuisance. Yes.
Yeah.
And why do you think they started to all of a sudden
Well, I think
release
we
it?
all know why.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's about Dirty O'Brien, yeah?
Yeah.
Dirty O'Brien? Yeah. Yeah, Dirty O'Brien, that came before P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
They ran out of oil.
yeah. Those are kind
Now
of
we know where it all went.
yeah. But I think he's really this person.
Yeah.
He likes the limelight. So what more?
He wants to be the guy, the
Yes,
guy
the
to
guy.
do
So
this.
so you establish yourself in history as the person
Yeah.
to reveal.
Yeah.
So that's it. Your name is there forever.
Yeah, but NASA has been trying to debunk and dismiss this whole thing for decades, and now it's out. My goodness, talk about sucking thumb, man.
Yeah, NASA
Yeah.
is a joke actually.
NASA is a damn big joke.
Because they I mean, it's not right to censor things that you feel that the general population cannot see.
Yeah, we mentioned this before. Remember?
Yeah.
We talked about Mars. Now, jog your memory, okay? You're American.
Mhm.
You were around those days when the Viking landers landed, right? When Carl Sagan was in charge of the space missions, correct?
Okay.
Now, do you remember the pictures that came out from Mars and the sky was what color?
Was it like a pink, reddish?
Yeah. Now today we got Google Mars, right?
Yeah.
You go into Google Mars, look at the sky. What color is it?
Same color.
Nope.
I'm not sure. Pink is right.
Nope.
What is it now?
It's like almost our blue, very light blue. Very, very light blue. It's not your deep blue like ours, but it's light blue. It's no longer red. All of a sudden, the planet has changed freaking color.
Yeah, that planet has a lot of anomalies. I mean, if you look through all the
A
structures,
ton, man. It's not about the face on Mars
Yeah. I
that
remember
gets me,
or the little
It's about the
pyramid.
big scar
Mm.
on Mars.
Yeah.
The big freaking scar, there's a continent long on Mars.
Yeah.
That one is the one that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like something crashed and skid
Yeah.
marks on
Yeah.
the whole planet, man.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, with that one now. So that's NASA's been painting colors in the freaking
Yeah.
pictures,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they have always done that. For example, they will just perhaps what's the word called? Photoshop, remove things.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a guy that whistle blew about that. Remember, he was a guy that got rid of certain things, images, and he came out and he whistle blew
Yeah.
years ago. Guy from the Air Force. They actually got a guy from the Air Force, a sergeant,
Mhm.
to work on that. To covering up the missions, at least the missions to the moon and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The few things are in the release of the recent release of the UFO files. Of course, we know about it, but a lot of people out there don't write no heat signature. So the release footage showcases metallic, spherical, and disc-shaped objects maneuvering through atmospheric boundaries with absolutely zero visible thermal footprint. Conventional exhaust plumes, or propulsion architecture. There's no such thing. It's just this thing, and it just moves, and there's no showcase of anything else that shows how what's the propulsion like. There's nothing to do with what we have here on Earth. So this upends conventional physics. So the idea of them releasing this and asking people, right, to make your own opinion of it, well, we're asking you to please make your own opinion of this as well. There is absolutely zero footprint of any heat or thermal propulsion at all. So that's something for you to also look at. Come to a conclusion that, are these UFOs? Say it softly because I'm not like that. UFOs? Really? Are they really UFOs? Well, think about it, man. Don't come and tell me it's a kite. I'll scream. Okay, now let's walk away from this for a bit. Okay. The freakiest of all the declassified vids. Do we have that one, Kai? The humanoid one? Give Kai a minute. The guy's stressed out. Here we go. Now take a look at that shit. This was one of those videos that was declassified, yeah? Take a look at that. What do you see?
I see a guy high on ecstasy.
Like he's
spinning around.
He's spinning around
Yeah.
in the sky.
Yeah.
It's a human-like figure, right?
Figure, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is not taken from some quack guy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
This was in the files.
Yeah.
In the declassified files.
Yeah, from the US government.
From the US government.
Mm.
So that's the freakiest one I've seen so far, yeah?
Yeah.
Besides the one that looks like a spore. That looks like all the spines sticking out. I'm sure you
I've seen that one.
My goodness.
Yeah, throughout history, I guess, through the centuries, there are many writers and medieval painters from Europe who actually saw things like that in the sky. And you can actually see some of them in the old drawings and some perhaps information. They see flying horses and all that. It has been done before and seen before.
Flying horses.
Yeah, flying horses. A horse in the
Freaking
air.
Pegasus.
Yeah,
You're shitting me.
Not
Unicorn.
Pegasus. You see, at that time, right?
I saw a unicorn flying over the rainbow.
Because at that time, right, they didn't know how to describe such a thing.
Right.
Was it at a pride event?
I do not know, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
A unicorn flying over a rainbow, people will be so happy, man.
Yeah, correct, man. So, but the remarkable thing is that we always think UFO or craft, UAP, is round, saucer shape.
Yeah.
But nowadays we get to see a lot of other things. That
Different shapes. It's crazy shapes. It's not, before we used to hear about, remember back in the 80s, early 80s, there used to be this TV show called Blue Book.
Project Blue Book.
Project Blue Book.
So.
Yeah. And I mean, it's an actual project that the US Air Force started, right? Before the Navy took over all these things. The Air Force was in charge, right? And then the shapes that we always see in those days, in that TV show at least, we always see the flying saucers.
Yeah.
We see the cigar-shaped stuff. And that's about the size of it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the triangular stuff. You don't see the one like the jellyfish and all. You don't see all those shapes, man. You don't see the egg-shaped stuff and all, right? We don't. Yeah. So it's now we're really seeing. Is it spyglass? What's that? That bunch of guys that the guy that heli lifted the craft, the egg-shaped craft.
Okay, yeah.
He started his own business, right?
Yes,
and they go out there to try to retrieve crash UFOs, UAPs, before the government could. Yeah, and they've already classified 35, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if the list has grown, of different shaped craft, UFOs.
Yeah.
Right? And they classified them down already. Yeah. But anyway, as I said earlier, we're going to step away from the declassified files for a bit, and let's going to give credit to this podcast called Down the Rabbit Hole. And this one, Bong and I discussed Brazil's very own Area 51 in Virginia. Remember? And then 3 girls actually bumped into a very frightened being by the wall of a house in rural Virginia in Brazil. And the guy smelled, and the whole area where the crash site allegedly was, smelled of rotten eggs.
Yeah.
Right? There's this very strong smell of ammonia. And this being was smelling the same. Now, guess what, man? We found this video. I saw it on Down the Rabbit Hole. And can we play that one, please? Oops, too loud. Okay. Can we play that again?
Olha o bicho, cara. Tá respirando, tá olhando pra cá. Ei, não filma isso. Calma, eu só...
Now, let me tell you what I saw there, right? Because you guys just only seen it. Remember when that movie maker James Fox, did the show?
Mm-hmm.
He did a documentary on this particular crash and retrieval of a live alien and a dead alien. And he found a surgeon who tried to treat the alien, and the surgeon whistle blew. This is a couple of months ago. There was a documentary. It's out.
Mm-hmm.
It's out now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We can get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the drawing, the artist's impression of the three girls who encountered the alien being has been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly it.
Correct. So
Now-
the drawing came first before this footage.
Correct. Yes. Now, I thought, of course, could this be AI? No, too grainy. Secondly, AI doesn't know how to make shit that grainy.
Mhm.
Secondly, at the end of that shot, there was a guy in Brazil military uniform that came in front of the lens. And then
Walked by,
it got
yeah.
cut.
Mhm.
Yeah? So I doubt very much that footage is fake. That's the reason why I dare put it up today.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think, man?
Okay, I mean, the point about AI,
Yeah.
you mentioned, normally it's very sharp.
Yeah.
AI, they tend to do, shots like that.
He doesn't know how to do anything
very
that's
clear.
not 4K or 1080.
Yeah, correct. So
1920,
unless
1080.
this is a very good hoax because they already saw the
Yeah.
diagram and then they build it up like that. But I wish it would be longer.
Okay, because I got this to tell you. The guy who came up with this, who found this footage, said this. Still may be up for debate, the footage, but the AI-generated check says it's not AI. So whether you believe it or not is still kind of interesting. It looks like a very similar description to what the three girls who witnessed it stated. This is what he said. So there's no proof that this is the actual capture or that this video is not doctored in some way, but it was put through at least to check whether it was AI generated, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that one's quite cool. Huh?
Mm.
So that was our little commercial break. So let's get back to the declassification of files. Can we flash the Apollo pictures, please? The first one, Kai. The first one. The landing. That one, yeah. Just leave that one there for a bit. We have what was declassified was the technical air-to-ground voice transcription sheets, alongside the actual imagery from December 1972 Apollo 17 lunar mission. Now, instead of the standard scrubbed public relations packets, now these documents capture raw, real-time confusion between the astronauts and Houston Mission Control. Now, as they encounter physical structures and highly unusual visual phenomena. Physical structures on the moon.
On the moon, yeah.
Let's do a comprehensive summary of the transcripts and photos, followed by high impact, by some talking points that we can make an impact on. Yeah. The transcription evidence, tapes 5.1 through 5.4. Now, let me just bear with me. Okay. The logs capture a sustained, highly technical exchange between the lunar module pilot Harrison Schmidt, command module pilot Ronald Evans, mission commander Eugene Cernan, and capsule communicator Bob Overmeyer. The 4th of July event, while executing maneuvers, the crew suddenly documents a massive cluster of bright objects drifting past the windows. Schmidt to Houston, huh? There's a whole bunch of big ones on my window down there. Just bright. It looks like the 4th of July out of Ron's window. The command module pilot, Ronald Evans, completely rejects the ground suggestion that these are frozen fluid dumps or ice crystals. He states, they look like pieces of something. They're very jagged, angular fragments that are tumbling at a very slow rate. Nothing tumbles slow in space. Yeah. Commander Eugene Cernan steps in to give his physical assessment, noting that these are not microscopic flecks. He describes them as flat, flake-like particles, with some measuring a massive 6 inches across, maintaining a uniform distance while continuously twinkling. Okay? Now, if we take a look at this now, moon pics 1 and 2, please, Kai. Now, these are the exact lunar surface photography. Okay, now undergoing intense federal investigation. Upon deep magnification of the lower right quadrant of the deep black lunar sky, Kai, can we have the pictures up, please? Leave it there. Yeah. A highly distinct geometric triangular formation of 3 bright dots become clearly visible. The next picture, please. Yeah. Now, the official Department of War review attached to these tranches marks a historic pivot. They explicitly stated that there is no consensus about the nature of the anomaly, but confirmed that preliminary government photographic analysis indicates the signature is the result of a solid physical object in the scene rather than a film defect, scratch, or camera artifact.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
They came out to say that this is not BS.
Yes. Yeah. This photograph is not new, has been around for a while. Has always been talked about and, of course, debunked by many people. Many scientists in America or the world say, no, that's rubbish. It's lands. That's a phenomena from space. But for them to release this, that's why I was very surprised. Of all the releases in that first tranche, it's the Apollo mission that struck me the most important.
Well, you got to know, man. You know the commander, right, for that mission, Cernan? Cernan is... Let me see my notes here. Okay, Schmidt, right? Was a literal geologist. He was a geologist, I mean, there's no bullshit. So what they did was, they were actively fighting the ground's attempt to sanitize the data in real time.
Yeah.
They were telling them, no, don't give us that bullshit. This is real, right? And they were fighting with these guys. So NASA really, they should really be red in the face, man.
Yes,
at this time.
Yeah.
This isn't an isolated incident. There's also the Apollo 11 incident as well. I'm talking about the guys that landed on the moon, right? Now, let's take a look at those. The lunar module pilot was Buzz Aldrin for the Apollo 11 mission. The first unusual thing that we saw, this is what he said, I quote, the first unusual thing that we saw, I guess, was day one out, or something pretty close to the moon. It had a sizable dimension to it, so we put the monocular on it. It's like their own telescopic sight. The crew speculated that it could have been the SIVB stage of the Saturn V launch vehicle. Now, from page 6 to 37 of the declassified files for this, volume 1, Buzz Aldrin also said, and I quote, the other observation that I made accumulated gradually. I don't know whether I saw it in the first night, but I'm sure I saw it the second night. I was trying to go to sleep with all the lights up. I observed what I thought were little flashes inside the cabin, spaced a couple of minutes apart. Okay? And then he goes on, page 21-1 of the report. I observed what appeared to be a fairly bright light source, which we tentatively ascribed to a possible laser. Now, Buzz Aldrin, man, I mean, this is not like some quack, it's Buzz Aldrin, right? So, his logs and Apollo 17's logs, Cernan also logs the exact same experience. He also said that the blinding, intense spot of light flashing directly between his eyes, like an imposing train headlight coming at you. So, the thing is, how then, now that these things are out in the open, so it seems that even out there in space, our own involvement in space these guys are also observing us and following us, and they're making themselves known.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, there are much more information that has not been released. I think what they've just done is just to touch the surface, you know,
Just to see how people react.
see how people react. Because the very from many researchers, what they've done is that the moon landing itself, the first one, you know, it's something like very historical for men. There were a lot of things on the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
That was actually watching us, and we could see them, like
Yeah.
as a form of first contact. You know.
Speaking of which, the one on the moon, right? Kai, can we flash that other moon picture up? The one yeah, see, look at that. That's on the moon.
Mhm.
And this is one of the photographs but that was declassified.
Correct. You know, so there are many much more things that were done, seen, and then shared over the communication log. But of course, it's not released. You know, it's it would just go against everything that NASA and what they've been
I
trying to
remind
do.
you guys, man, this subject has been around for a long time, right? As you said.
Yeah.
And we talked about it before too on the show.
Mhm.
And then, you know, it's so fringe. Fuck me, it's not fringe anymore, man.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is real. This is real shit.
Yeah.
Because why? I said earlier, the pictures are undergoing federal investigation. The Pentagon, the military intelligence apparatus, confiscated the 50-year-old moon landing film. And they are investigating it. So why would they be doing it unless they didn't realize that something entirely anomalous was captured looking down on our astronauts?
Yeah, that's right.
Now that we've finished talking about the moon landings and Apollo missions, let's go down to some more things that's been declassified. Now, this one really got me by the nuts. The the FBI files release, man. Oh my goodness me! Take a look at that header, man. FBI files reveal reports of 4-foot-tall beings emerging from the UFOs.
Yeah.
Shit.
This is another big, I would say, a big chapter on this whole thing. Yeah.
And besides that, leave it up, please, Kai. And besides this, there are other documents I've also attached there. That's also that's been declassified. Yeah. The Bureau closely monitored the material of the book written by this guy Frank Edwards in 1966, Flying Saucers Serious Business. And they monitored this material. Now, back then, in 1967, the book's release was published in 66. They monitored this material because there was intense public and media pressure being advocated for civilian-controlled investigative agencies to handle escalating UFO matters, running parallel to the contract awarded to Dr. Edward Condon. The sightings compiled were not fringe reports. They were heavily documented by highly reliable personnel on official duty, including military pilots, commercial airline captains, law enforcement officers, and civilian defense officials. So the intelligence files outline 3 definitive structural categories of silent, high-speed hovering craft, Zeppelin-shaped ships measuring up to 300 feet in length, disc-shaped objects varying from a few feet to 100 feet in diameter, most frequently reported at 30 feet. Egg-shaped objects noted as the most recent configurations. So the craft consistently emitted intense heat and light, capable of burning witnesses who came too close, alongside an electromagnetic force field that actively disrupted localized electrical power sources and flight instruments. Ground landing sites frequently exhibited scorched earth patterns caused by energy bursts from the underside of the vehicles. And the entity sighting. Ground witnesses explicitly reported seeing crewmen emerging from the craft. They were consistently described as standing 2.5 to 4 feet tall, wearing specialized protective helmets and spacesuits. The reports emphasize a significant disproportionate concentration of these aerial encounters occurring directly over highly sensitive U.S. atomic energy and missile research installations. And the document, now this is the kicker, the documents highlight 3 separate physical wreckage recoveries by authorities focusing on highly advanced metallurgical configurations. Now let's talk about the debris, the recovered debris. consisting of structural magnesium alloys and unusual concentrations of pure magnesium. And from the Canadian government source, an exceptionally hard unknown metal composed of an engineered magnesium orthosilicate matrix embedded with thousands of uniform 15-micron metal spheres. The outer hull surfaces showed definitive pitting and degradation from micrometeorites, proving the material had spent extended periods exposed to deep space environment conditions before entering our atmosphere. Now, this historical file surfaced following a major media report on Friday the 8th of May and Saturday the 9th of May 2026. So the administration began releasing the first official batch of these files and video evidence. So all this way back when is coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, because a long time ago, you mentioned the Condon report, right?
Yep.
It was basically a big debunk by
Yep.
this guy.
Yep.
So he's trying to disprove everything. But now when they release this, it's an irony.
Yeah.
Because you already disproved it's part of your...
So is Condon still alive?
He died already long time ago. Yeah, he died.
So now he became a condom.
Yeah, he was very biased against the whole project. He was to continue Project Blue Book when they closed. So the Condon report came out end of the day. He just debunked everything.
Condon is a guy that Heineck was reporting to, right?
I know Condon took. I think Condon took over Heineck.
He took over Heineck.
Yeah, so Heineck was already sort of believing that this phenomena is quite real.
What do you think, Doug?
I don't know, to be honest. I think it's funny that the government spent years trying to cover up everything.
Yeah.
And now they're saying, oh, well, actually, it's real.
They're
To me,
not
they're
saying
doing
it's
a
real. They're
completely-
just saying it happened.
That it happened, yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't say what. They're just saying it happened.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's why I find it underwhelming.
correct.
Come on and just say once and for all,
yeah.
guys, we are not alone. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier.
That's it. Just say we are not alone.
Yeah,
Don't just release files and that's about the size of it, man.
yeah, correct.
Well, they're
Yeah.
trying to save face, as they say, or something. They're like, well, here it is. It's real. There's nothing AI. It's real, but take with it what you want to think instead of just saying, we're not alone.
Yeah, but people from Congress, people like Burleson, and there's one more guy, I can't remember his name, and who cried for 2 weeks after he was shown all the files.
Really, he cried for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh.
he said he cried for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Because why? Because everything that he believed in was just thrown out the window. So if all those people who said to you that, no, I don't bother about these kind of things, I don't even know what Apollo mission is, get ready, man, because when it really happens, right? When the shit truly hits the fan, it's going to be ontological shock.
Yeah,
The world will go into a shock.
yeah, because you just take a small population of the Earth, a small percentage. Let's take this country, Singapore. It's a small population. The shock will be immense.
Yeah.
Because it's like they've never heard of it. They've never even seen aliens heads like that.
Because most people don't give a shit.
Yeah, correct. They don't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even look the fuck up, like we always tell them.
Well, I
Yep.
don't know how people can think that we're the only species that's throughout the whole galaxy.
Blame
universe,
Fermi for
space.
that, man.
Yeah, they're just like,
Blame-
we're
blame-
only the special ones.
Blame Fermi for that, man. One of the guys that was responsible for the A-bomb, right? With Oppenheimer. One of the guys at Oppenheimer. The Fermi paradox came about, remember? And when he said that, his point of view is that civilizations evolve and die. And so we're just the last one left. And then there'll be another one after us. But there's no one else out there. I mean, what kind of bollocks is that?
Correct.
Exactly.
That's right.
I don't need to get a PhD for me to tell you shit like that. I mean,
But-
come on, it's stupid to begin with.
These are academics, so they got to come out with theories, and then they have a so-called principle name after them.
Handicapped in some way. Okay, guys, I'm going to do something new that Bong doesn't even know about. I need to do a sidebar at the moment. Just give me a minute.
Sure.
Okay, everybody, before we continue on our interesting topic about what's been happening in the world of ufology, I want you to level up your daily routine with some incredible deals that we've lined up for you. You can go to my deals page. Yes, I have a deals page. Go down to mydeals.page/260V, where almost all my deals are in one place. I say almost, so wait for me. Wait for me to tell you what's going on. If you're looking to streamline your carry, we have a real great haberdasher. It's called Distill Union. It offers brilliant magnetic wallets and modular key organizers. It completely eliminate pocket bulk while keeping your essentials secure. And if you're a fan of rock t-shirts or music t-shirts or even some movie t-shirts, go to Old Glory. They've been around since the 60s. It's the ultimate destination for officially licensed gear. There are about 300 items that's officially licensed from your favorite sports teams, NFL, the NBA, and legendary music icons and great classic movies. So head down to Old Glory. But if you're the outdoorsy type, you go fishing all the time, go out camping in the great outdoors, not here in Singapore, probably Malaysia, I don't know. You can go to Pinch the Gringo. I'm just kidding. Pinche Gringo. Pinche Gringo, not this Gringo, yeah? Pinche Gringo makes comfortable, high-quality shirts with just enough subtle humor to get noticed without looking like a novelty. And lastly, to keep your performance and vitality at your peak, Zevo Life provides a patented nutrient-dense superfood that supports your gut and boosts energy as well as keep your hair in place, as well as your nails healthy as well, with just one daily teaspoon. So, we have secured for you the highest exclusive discounts available, up to 30% off. 30% off. So go to my deals page for more details. Use my promo code CHCPOD for you to get or enjoy those discounts. Or check out my show notes or my deals page, okay, for all the links. Now, what is separate from my deals link that's not there listed in my deals link are the deals on the Shure Shop. For your audio gear, go to the Shure Shop at shop.shure.com and use my code AFC Henson. HENSON, please. It's like the Muppets, you know, AFC Henson. Just so you know, we do receive a commission when you use my code. It's a perfect way for you to save money as well as directly supporting the show so that we can continue telling you more about the aliens. Now back to the aliens. Let's just go back to this. Kai, can you play the How Do They Fly vid? That's the one. Now, we talked about this before. Now, it's being brought up again. Let's play this one.
Let's talk about the bubble wrap theory. It's about a 3 to 5 minute discussion. And it really, to me, it was a pivotal moment because a lot of these things look different. The ones I've always struggled with is the ones that appear to have a circular device or a shield around them, and it was described by your physicists.
Yeah, so over the years, there's been a lot of flight performance characteristics that have been observed when people see UAP. They see them doing these performance characteristics that defy physics as we know it, right? And a couple of the very senior scientists that I interviewed who worked on classified UAP programs for the U.S. government, they reveal in the film that they have figured out how this technology works, how these UAP are doing what they're doing. And simply put, these craft are generating a significant amount of energy and they are creating they're essentially warping space-time, which sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. I understand that. Right. But they are saying, what these scientists reveal is that they are warping space-time in a localized area and they're creating a bubble around the craft. And essentially, the simplest way to say it is that bubble creates a barrier between the environment the craft is in and our environment. So the laws that, define what you can do, what physics allows you to do in our environment are no longer applicable, right? So what happens in that bubble is completely different than what happens outside the bubble. So they might be moving along, having a Sunday stroll, like a leisurely flight, right? And to us, it looks like they're going at these impossible speeds. It explains everything. It explains why transmedium travel is observed. We see these craft going from space to the air to the ocean seamlessly through these separate environments, which is not something our aircraft can do. But once you understand that they're in their own space-time environment, they're within this bubble, then it makes sense because the bubble and everything in it is not impacted by the environment around it. It also explains why we've had so much trouble getting these things on radar, because the way radar works is a radar emitter shoots radar at an object and then it bounces back to the radar emitter, and that's how you figure out where the thing is, right? But in this case, the radar is just bouncing around the bubble and continuing on, right? It also explains, the answer to the age-old question of why is it so hard to get a good photo or video of a UFO? The simple answer is because we're taking photos and videos through a space-time barrier, through this bubble. It's the equivalent of trying to take pictures of fish under the ocean from above the ocean. You can't do it. Right? No one would ever be like, hey, I'm trying to take a picture of these fish in this koi pond and it looks all blurry. Why is that happening? You'd be like, well, moron, you're taking a picture from above the water to something in the water, right? And it's the same thing here. Like, you can't get a good picture of these things because we're trying to take photos through a space-time barrier, through this bubble that's been created. And this warp bubble is the key to that technology. And what's also extraordinary about it is, as these scientists say, this technology, this ability to generate this immense amount of energy in a localized area and create this warp bubble, it is, in their opinion, the key to interstellar travel.
Okay, now, I'm going to play you one more video because there's a point to this, yeah? That was Dan Farrer. Dan Farrer is the director of the latest disclosure documentary that's being nominated for an Oscar. Yeah, he interviewed people from the Pentagon, the scientists from NASA, and politicians as well. Yeah, who came out to say, yeah, this thing is real. Yeah. So this is him throughout all his research. Which is also what Bob Lazar said, right, when he whistle blew on Area 51 on S4. And this is Dan Farrer today in modern times, recent times, now saying that this is how they fly. Now, there's a point to this. Can we play the next video, please, Kai? Congresswoman Luna on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Problem.
Do you think that it's possible that these are U.S. vehicles that are top secret?
I definitely think that there's a level of advanced technology that the U.S. government has. And I think that tech can be housed within the defense contractor realm. And of course, some information is going to be classified. But I can also tell you, and this might sound crazy, but based on our investigations and stuff that we've seen, okay, there is definitely something that I think would rival what we know currently with physics, and a tech that potentially is out there that we don't have the ability to reproduce, because it would basically be like dropping a cell phone right off back during the time of maybe caveman. So like we just don't have the tech to develop it yet. What I can also tell you is, based on our interviews, and this has been something that you can go back and watch with the congressional hearings, but I was actually able to ask some of the witnesses, what are these things? And they keep saying interdimensional. And then when you talk about the interdimensional aspect of, are these things pre-existing, maybe outside of what we currently know as our own dimension? That stuff can kind of all sound crazy, but at the end of the day, my job as an investigator is to receive all the information, decipher it, and then ultimately, from a congressional aspect, if you do have contractors that are withholding information or operating outside of the purview of the federal government, I mean, there's budgetary issues, but there's definitely something that I can tell you with confidence that exists that we don't know how to explain currently.
So when you say that it operates outside our understanding of physics, what specifically are you saying? Like what happened?
To I guess break it down in simple terms is that I think that some of the tech that exists, that whatever these things have, these energy things have.
Energy things? What do you mean?
Well, they call them interdimensional beings. I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have. And that's not something that I came up with on my own. That's based on stuff that we've seen. That's based on information that we've been told. And then also, too, I think that there's this historical aspect of, this gets into the deeper theories and concepts of religion. And I think the history that we currently know, and that kind of spins off into another topic of, you have the modern day Bible, you have this aspect of Bibles or books of the Bible that have been removed that explain and kind of touch on these topics. And I think that we're in a time and age where you have such a vast amount of information that we have access to via social media, via your cell phone, via the internet. And so it's really changing the way that we understand, the origins of life and the spiritual reality that we know.
When you say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings, how do they know that?
Based on testimony, would be based on witnesses that have come forward, but what I can tell
So
you
the
is
witnesses just were told that they were
that they've seen things. And what I can tell you without getting into classified conversations is that there have been incidences that I believe where very credible people have reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
That's very vague.
Okay, Kai,
Yeah,
that's about it.
so look,
Unfortunately.
Okay.
yeah, look,
Let's leave these people hanging. That's very vague. Ha ha ha. Then she is going to give an answer. We just cut. Now, the point is very simple. First of all, there's another video I caught today. There was no time for me to upload it for today's episode, but let me explain to you. Remember Rendlesham Forest in the UK?
Yeah.
The famous incident. There's one more thing that happened. There was another witness. Remember the bunch of US Army guys that were based there, right, in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Now, he came out and then he said, there was a craft, we all know that. The strange etchings on the craft and the British Bobby touched it, right? He said there was this mist, which we all know in Rendlesham Forest. That is one of the key things of the witnesses. Now, this soldier, ex-soldier, said this. A small, concentrated ring appeared at where the craft was. And that ring started to get elongated and stretched. When it got stretched, I quote, a monster walked out. Then the ring got smaller and the ring disappeared.
What monster?
That's the thing. Now, I mean, it's all I could watch because that was all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and then you hear, now that was a congresswoman Joe Rogan was interviewing. She's the one that's in charge of the congressional hearings, right? An investigation towards this phenomena now. She has been in the skiff interviewing whistleblowers, and they're all classified. So these have not been declassified yet. But she's already telling us as much as she can. Not just her, Burleson has said this. Quite a number of people have come out to say this. They're interdimensional. Yeah. They're not from space.
Yeah.
What are we dealing with here? You see, we've been talking about aliens. We've been talking about things coming from space. We've been talking about a warp bubble and how they could move and they warp time and space. But this is a different ballgame. This is another dimension. And we know that there are many levels of dimensions. We're in 3D. And there's 4D, there's 5D, there's 6D, dimensions, it's...
yeah.
And she mentioned the Bible. Recent times since then, right? People have been talking about the Ethiopian version of Catholicism.
Yeah.
They've been talking about the book of Enoch that's been left out of the Gospels that the Catholic Church has adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah? And all these things, that's what I'm saying. There could be an ontological shock, but are we dealing with the same thing? Are we dealing with beings as interdimensional, or are they different from beings from outer space?
Yeah, this is a new development in ufology.
Yeah.
So it only came about very recent, perhaps the last 5 years, when we talk about interdimension.
Yeah.
The traveling part, which he mentioned earlier, was actually brought up by some research scientists in the US. How this bubble and a craft inside can actually maneuver time and space. It does make a lot of sense. The way, the speed it travels with no heat signature and the incredible darting movement without killing the pilot inside, whoever is flying this thing. So it does make sense. The interdimensional part has already been mentioned many times, even legends in Asia, where we hear of lights opening up, people coming out and then they're shutting down.
Yeah. But those were like mythological stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In Asia, we all talk about the hantus, it's all the supernatural shit, right?
Yeah.
But this whole thing has gone into another realm now.
Yeah, and a different dimension.
It's taken on a different dimension.
Of its own, correct? Yeah, so this is where sometimes it puts off some schools of thought in ufology. They say, no, this is rubbish because we want to take this scientifically without the use of the word interdimension.
Yeah, but it came from this woman who's she served in the military too, by the way, and she is a congresswoman.
Yeah, she's hot, man.
Yeah, I gotta say, man. Actually, she is. Yeah,
Yeah,
you really
man.
got some eye candy to be.
Right,
Yeah,
man.
man. I mean, you don't want to look at a reptilian, but you
Yeah,
look at her.
I'll look
man.
at her, man.
Yeah, man. Right. Okay. Right, Doug. What do you think, Doug? What do you? Not about her, though. I'm talking about the interdimensional thing.
I think anything's possible. You know, sometimes I think I just wonder if it's maybe us from the future coming back. You know, some people believe that as well. But once you get into all this inner dimensions and stuff, I mean, I believe that anything's possible. I mean, as you know, some of these crafts can go at the speed of light, if not faster. And then it's already been proven once you go at the speed of light, time stops pretty much. So, I mean, if you can control time and space, then I think anything.
Time and space is a lot faster than light, man.
Yeah.
Because time and space is the speed of thought, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then if these crafts are in a bubble, as they say, protected bubble, that would make sense to me too. Because sometimes as you see like some of these, what they call like tic-tac UFOs and stuff, how they sort of do this. Well, maybe they're inside that bubble, you know, sort of doing its own thing. And I mean, it would make perfect sense to me because once, you know, I've seen them go into the water out. It's like there's no splash. It's just they're just doing their own thing. It's like nothing. It cuts through water like a hot knife through butter, you know. And I've seen them just take off. It's like if you go
wait, you see the tic-tac?
Well, I've seen the UFO, the normal, I'll say UFO.
Oh, yeah, the Zippo guy.
Yeah, the Zippo guy. And I think later we'll show something.
Yeah,
I don't even know what
I'm going to show it
that's
later
a new
on.
one even for me.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Yeah, so I think anything's possible on these. You know, my mind is completely open to anything and everything.
I don't know, man. I mean, I just think when I think interdimensional, I mean, you could be right. I mean, it could be, you know, beings from another time and space, you know.
Could be.
But dimensions is a different ballgame.
Yeah.
Like what happened in Miami Mall. Right? I mean, that sounds interdimensional to me. It doesn't sound like some alien species.
Yeah. Till now, we still do not know what's
that's a thing, you know. So I'm a bit confused here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and coming from a congresswoman, I mean, there's going to be some cred, right? To that. Yeah.
And then I guess you could get into like the cryptids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In and out.
Bigfoot, man. Bigfoot's a freaking alien, I can tell you.
Yeah. You know, because there are many
interdimensional. I heard.
Yeah, you know, I come to think of Rendlesham Forest, man.
Yeah.
What walked down at that thing could have been a Bigfoot.
Yeah, because David Politis, you know, the researcher, he has mentioned many times.
Whose name sounds like an STD.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, people get missing in the national forest in America. They do see things like that. Portals opening up, they are coming out. Even at the Skinwalker Ranch, when they do their research.
Yeah.
Unexplained lights opening up and closing. Yeah. And then things coming out of it.
Yeah, so I don't know how to make this, whether it's an alien thing or not. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. Let's talk about Steven Spielberg, man. Next week, should be, I think if I got my facts right, Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg. Now take a look at that poster. You have not seen this one yet because they haven't released it yet, but I managed to find it. Does it look familiar, guys?
Yeah. Is that the real poster?
It's one of the posters,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. This is the first time seeing it, man.
I know, me too. I found it today.
Oh.
So take a look at that. What does it look like to you?
Yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yep.
Now, you know, the amazing thing is the whole world grew up on Steven Spielberg's space aliens movies.
Yeah.
From Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is the closest we got to what really could have happened before when we had the exchange between the human people and aliens exchange.
Yeah.
And then we had E.T., and then he made War of the Worlds, and then now, this is what I've read and discovered. People are saying the best blockbuster ever produced by Steven Spielberg. The best score ever produced by John Williams, whom Spielberg, on a talk show with Stephen Colbert, said that he actually, because John Williams had retired.
Yeah.
He went to his house, knocked on his door, and said, just this one time.
For my 30th show.
And he said that he pulled him out of retirement, and people are saying the best score ever written by John Williams. No, it's crazy because embedded in our consciousness, man, the whole world is about Steven Spielberg's alien movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, after the start of the release of declassified files, more and more will come.
Yes.
And this guy made this movie, releasing it right now.
Yeah, it's all orchestrated, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this psyops, man? Is this psyops? What do you think? Ex-military man?
I don't know, to be honest.
Are they softening the impact?
They're trying to, but I think no matter what they do, some people are just going to go crazy and freak out, and then some people are not going to care too much.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I try not to talk about the religious point of it, but then then they'll be like, well, if we were supposed to be created in God's likeness, as they say, well, then do they worship a different God or what? And
now they've been talking about hybridization, right?
Yeah.
They've been talking about this thing has been a discussion.
It'll just freak people
in
out
the American
sometimes.
government. They're talking about
the hybridization issue has been around since the late 80s.
But now it's a discussion in the American government.
Yeah, correct. They have actually been involved in the study of this since the late 80s.
Guess what?
But now, then they start to open up.
Disclosure Day, part of the topic are the star seeds. Emily Blunt's character, right? Hybridized. She's a project. She was mixed human DNA with alien DNA, and plop, there she comes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
Yeah.
And it's become a subject of discussion.
Yes.
I mean,
you look at the interviews by Oprah Winfrey during her show.
Oh, she's definitely an alien.
Yeah, she brought in all the abductees, right? At those times in the 1990s during the X-Files era.
Yeah.
So they already shared a lot of things, and John Mack was one of the leading psychiatrists to actually study them. He was killed, as you know.
Yeah. He was,
I don't know whether intentionally or not, but a lot of things have already been said about hybridization. Books have been done, and drawings have been done. The drawings were very eerie when I looked at them back in the 80s. It was a bit frightening, and I had to close the book or the books, because I just couldn't take it. It's very shocking.
You cannot be a proctologist.
Yes, no, it's not that. It's just the concept of it, So they try to now make it very gentle, very light. Oh, hybridization, everybody's laughing. Ah.
We will poke the probe into your butt.
Yeah, man.
Gently.
Yeah, like
right.
Cartman says, man. Anal probe.
Yeah. We'll lube it this time.
Yeah.
Cartman.
Yeah, boy.
Now we've gone all the way South Park.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hand over to you, Bong. We're going to talk about this is a pet peeve of yours. You cannot tahan, you cannot stomach this bollocks has been going on, right? So Bong is going to walk us through. I've got it all ready for you, man. Don't worry about it, man. We got them all categorized as per the categories you want. Okay, so you want to talk to us about who the good researchers are in the world of ufology. Let's start with them.
Yeah,
the good ones first. So Kai, can we flash that one up, please? Okay, go ahead, man.
Okay, man.
Leave it there. Yeah.
All right, yeah. Actually, it's not about anything else because we were talking about preparing for this podcast. I was just thinking through in researchers. I mean, there's a lot of narrative now. There's a lot of information coming out through social media, through TikTok, through YouTube. Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants to have viewership. Everybody likes to create a false narrative or perhaps sensationalize a point. So during my research, which I started quite young in my life, in the 70s and 80s, it was a subject that nobody wanted to touch. It was tabooed. And if you were to actually want to bring this to a publication or publisher to publish such a book, you better make sure you got your facts right? So, of course, I see the faces. I can't even see the words because my eyes is bad from here. But if you would look through at your screen now at home, you can see this is what I call this group a select group.
Yeah, we're looking at George Knapp. I can see Jeremy Corbell.
Yeah,
I can see
right.
James Fox there.
Yeah. Right. So Jacques Vallée and all this.
Uh-huh.
So these are all the pioneers in basically not pioneers. Jacques Vallée is one of them.
But what do you have Louis Elizondo up
Okay,
there?
he's basically the one that started the whole the whole ball rolling with the release of the videos and all that kind of things, he brought this concept or this idea into the new age.
You trust this guy?
Okay, this guy is open for discussion. Who is he? Is he
CIA Black Ops guy,
Black
man?
Ops, but the thing is that he did something. He brought something out, and that's why we're having a conversation like that.
Okay.
We're having podcasts like that. So what you see in front of you are people which I feel has done a bit of research. I mean, they don't just do a presentation without their own physical investigation.
Let me throw a spanner in the works, bro. Only one guy there I don't agree with.
Who is that?
Jeremy Corbell.
Jeremy Corbell.
You know why? I think the guy plays for the cameras, man. Really, and that freaking beard doesn't make him look credible, man. I'm sorry, man. Yeah.
Yeah. These are filmmakers, so I guess they have their own research done.
Never liked him. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you have another picture of that. Can you have another group of investigators?
Yeah. We got the deceased ones.
These deceased ones are also very, very good. Unfortunately, they're not here to see.
Unfortunately, they're all gone.
They're all gone. But they have. If you were,
they found out the truth.
Correct. If you are into this topic, I would tell most people who is viewing this, do go look them up and read the books that they have published. I think that's very important. They set the ground, they set the tone, and they set the what this whole thing is all about.
And Nick Pope, the late Nick Pope, who just left us, he was formerly working for the Ministry of Defence in the UK.
Yes, Ministry of Defence UK. He shared. John Mack has been phenomenal in his research of abduction. Basically, what he found that these people that went through abduction actually did go through something psychological. It was real. It is real. But he just couldn't put his head around the topic of them being kidnapped by so-called aliens and small beings. So he decided to go deep into this topic, and he found that they really suffered something. And in the end, he started coughing like you know. And he found that there is something really deep, it's real. So what happened was that there was a sighting, I think, in South Africa, the very big one. He was tipped off by, I think, Steven Spielberg. Do you know this case? Okay, of all the school children who watched. That one is big. So he was actually present. Yeah, he was sent there.
Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, no problem. He was sent there, and then he actually interviewed all the children of what they saw. He was there supposedly to make them feel better, not to make them frightened, as a psychologist, but he got down all this information.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah, so it's all in the books. Even like Stanton Friedman, the guy who so-called received what do you call that?
Majestic 12.
The Majestic 12, the
document.
So so he was one that actually also tried to prove the entire document, whether it was real or bluff, and then through
he was the first whistleblower,
the fonts and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So very interesting. Of course, there are much more, but these are some of the people.
There's one more batch. The controversial ones that you would like to really whack.
Okay, so as you can see, these are the controversial ones. Now, why is it controversial? Because they come up with a lot of claims that they can't substantiate. They come up with a lot of things that has to do with money, and they can collect them at a later stage or during the time. And they talk as if the thing has actually happened. They know about it because they've been contacted. They have the right, information given to them. Now, as a very subjective researcher, I think you cannot just say, "Oh, I have this and it's true," because I have been told about that.
Objective researcher.
Objective researcher. So sometimes,
but Stephen Greer started the CE5 movement. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's why he started CE5. But he has also done a lot of things, and the CE5 thing. Okay, how does it work? Does it really work? And what is it all about? There's still a very big question mark, because it's, again, to many people, you can talk about CE5, we started something like that. You can bring out the topic, but he always likes to give dates of events that will happen, but it does not happen. So he's famous for that. And people start to not believe him because it's very convincing when he says, on this date, this is what's going to happen, and it's going to be revealed, and blah, blah, blah.
But what's wrong with Linda Moulton Howe?
Linda Moulton Howe is actually an award-winning person because she covered the cattle mutilations.
Yeah.
But as she went down, she starts talking about Antarctica and special people talking to her about these things underneath it, and she keeps harping on it. And the problem with her is the issue is that if you want to talk so much about it, can you maybe go deeper and not repeat the same tone over and over again, the same story without much investigation? She has done a little bit more in other topics, but she will always assume. Now, according to my sources, it's something like the series Ancient Aliens.
Okay.
So Ancient Aliens like to say, therefore, we have. They like to use terms like that. But actually, no. Where's your evidence? I mean, I come as a researcher, I want to know the evidence. You don't say, we have. It is confirmed.
That's why I never watch that show.
Yeah.
Because it's full of bollocks sometimes.
Yeah, so Linda Howe is like that.
I will watch Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock,
but not the Ancient Aliens bollocks.
Okay, and the other one that...
Hancock's just... Right?
Yes. Unalived. That's a technical term you got to use.
Sorry, I think we need to bleep that one out later, Kai. Otherwise, I'm going to have trouble.
Yeah.
He is unalived. He unalived himself.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So he's famous, I guess, in the Secret Space project, Secret Space narrative, which is done by Gaia Productions.
Gaia. You know that's so cheesy.
Yeah. So he would just go on talking about.
I cannot trust that show.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess, as I mentioned, because of all these narratives, you, as a person who's very interested in these topics, you got to know the real McCoys and the fake McCoys and all that, because there's a lot of disinformation.
Okay, there's the last category here that you've given me. I'm going to flash that one up. The politicians that's all involved in the disclosure narrative and the disclosure exercise. These are the people there. You can see them. Now, Paulina Luna is there.
Yeah.
I think Burleson, I don't know whether this picture is there or not.
Burleson is not there.
Yeah, it's not there. Yeah,
that's right. But I mean, but these are the people who I would say I champion them.
Yeah.
Because they are very brave to just come out and say, hey, let's do this and let's bring this out.
And that guy from, I think he's from Tennessee. I don't know. I think he's he got a he'll be in his horse stable and he goes on podcasts with the horses in the back. Yeah. And they go, we can't believe things I've seen, I gotta talk to Donnie about this. Yeah. So it's what's his name, Darn, Kai, can you read his name, Kai?
The top one, right?
The top left. Burchett. Yeah. Tim Burchett. Yeah.
Right. So these guys were actually part of the team that actually bring this out bring this open.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing good work, man.
Credibility, bring it to the American Congress.
Yeah.
And bipartisan, listening out to whistleblowers and the movement, I will call it.
Yeah.
It has already happened. That's why you got this disclosure thing that's coming out slowly. They are the real champions behind, because without their effort and help, this thing would have stayed shut.
Yeah, it would have been quite stagnated.
Yeah, so I mean, for those who are very new to this topic, I always assume that most of our audience are new. Perhaps you can look through them, look through these names, read a bit more. Then you will understand the whole decades-long, 80 years of whatever is going on in the background.
80 years of cover-ups.
Yeah, coming up to a climax soon.
Yeah. So don't be a virgin anymore.
Yes.
Where the topic is concerned.
Correct.
Okay, lose it, man. Lose it.
Yeah, so this is just some part of my pet peeves, because there is so much news out there now. There's so much claims. There's so much sensationalism that I sometimes get very disturbed when I watch them.
Yeah. I know where you're coming from. Man.
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring up this topic about this crazy shit's been going on for a couple of months now, and it started with the catalyst for this thing that's happening in the U.S. Started with the disappearance of a very, very big time retired general named Major General McCaslin. Now, he's a retired U.S. Air Force Major General, William Neal McCaslin. He went missing from his home on the 27th of February. He's not a fringe figure. He's a former commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory. His name was leaked years ago in the 2016 Podesta emails via WikiLeaks, which exposed his behind-the-scenes involvement with Tom DeLonge to the Stars Academy and public UFO disclosure initiatives. Now, I don't understand. A guy working in a Air Force research laboratory and linked to UFO research, and Tom DeLonge. I mean, are we surprised he went missing? He went missing from his home in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He left behind his phone, his prescription glasses, and wearable devices, but his hiking boots, wallet, and a 38 caliber revolver were missing. He's still missing, by the way. And given his deep historical knowledge of classified defense programs, his disappearance triggered a massive federal response and accelerated the public fascination with the missing scientist list. Now, let's flog up that list. Please, Kai, the missing scientist. Oh, you don't? Okay, we will put it in post. Don't worry, people. It will come up for you, and look at it when it comes up. Here are the personnel involved. Let's look at fact versus speculation. Okay, when we look at the actual list of these individuals, the circumstances vary widely. Some are genuinely unresolved disappearances. Some are tragic. Some are fully explained deaths that internet researchers have grouped together. Now, here is the breakdown. Unresolved disappearances. We have Monica Reza. She's a metallurgist and material engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Vanished on 22nd June last year while hiking with friends on a treacherous cliffside trail in the Angeles National Forest. Anthony Chavez. No, Monica Reza is 60. Anthony Chavez, 78. Retired construction foreman who previously worked at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. Reported missing on 8th of May last year. Then 53-year-old Melissa Casillas, an administrative assistant at Los Alamos, disappeared on 26 June last year. Now see, the dates are June, May, June. State police noted her disappearance appeared to be of her own volition. She was facing immense personal financial stress, or so they say. 47-year-old Stephen Garcia, contract property custodian at the Kansas City National Security Campus, missing since 28 August last year. Now, these are the unresolved disappearances. The resolved and documented deaths. 78-year-old Dr. Ning Lee, a world-renowned University of Alabama physicist famous for foundational research into anti-gravity and AC gravity. She did not mysteriously vanish. She passed away on 27 July 2021 after a battle with Alzheimer's disease. Clear cut. 34-year-old Amy Eskridge, 34. An aerospace engineer and anti-gravity enthusiast, tragically died by... Okay.
Unalived.
Unalived. Kai, we got to do. Could have bleeped that one. Tragically unalived herself on 11th of June 2022. Local police investigated thoroughly. Family confirmed she had been dealing with chronic severe health pain. 47-year-old Dr. Nuno Loureiro, a brilliant plasma physicist and leader of the MIT Plasma Science and Fusion Center, left us on Tuesday the 16th December last year. Definitively tied to a high-profile mass shooting at Brown University, perpetrated by a specific gunman, entirely unrelated to his research. 67-year-old Dr. Carl Grillmeyer, a retired Caltech astronomer who was specialized in exoplanets and dark matter, murdered during a violent carjacking incident in California on the 16th of February. And a suspect was swiftly arrested and charged. Now, why is this dominating the news now? There are two massive threats that's colliding. Okay? The White House probe. Because of the concentration of high-clearance defense contractors and personnel on this list, the federal government is actively reviewing these files. Former intelligence officers, including whistleblower Louis Elizondo, have publicly noted that if a pattern exists, it points to foreign adversarial intelligence like China or Russia, aggressively targeting or neutralizing human assets linked to American aerospace dominance. The other threat, the official UAP, UFO, drip feed. This wave of anxiety is happening at the exact same time the Pentagon has begun releasing its first batch and second batch of previously classified files. Now, just weeks ago, on the 8th of May, the Department of War launched a public portal declassifying, as we know, all of these. Now, the timing, man, it's a perfect storm, right, for public fascination. What do you think? Do you think? First of all, it's McCaslin opened up a can of worms. Then we saw so many occurring last year. And then it trails back to 2022. Now we're looking at about 11, if I'm not mistaken, 11 cases of these.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thoughts, man? I got to hear from the Yank.
It could be. I mean, I'll even throw it out there that let's say that they was on the break of discovering something that would put us to the next level that we're not even ready for.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an alien wanted to stop them before because they were not ready for that technology yet. Maybe that they was on a breakthrough, these physicists and stuff like that. Right. Or it could be, someone from China or Russia, someone who, now the ones that disappeared, maybe they were jacked, or kidnapped by them to help them out, in their country. I mean, there's so many things that it could be, but there's too many of them for it to be a coincidence. I do believe that would be my take on it.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think, Bob?
I think it's frightening that they all disappear at the same time.
Yeah, man.
Right? Because it's very uncanny. And at the same, the topics are all very related to one another. And you can see a foreign adversary. Maybe it's the Israelis, who come and kill. Anything is open for a spy movie, right? But the thing is that I think they have a story to tell. They do not want the public to interview them. Mm-hmm. But the people behind that is a bit frightening. Who are these people who are actually committing these missing people actions? Many trains of thought lah. One of them is the aliens themselves, the reptilians. They're in control of this alternate government who's out. That means they're already here. They want to protect the narrative. Yeah, that's one school of thought, So they're already here to protect
what I was getting at, like
the narrative, and we're not going to let you know what we know, and our puppets are going to run the whole system. It's like a science fiction movie, like V, a long time ago. So we talk about Steven Spielberg, right? And Close Encounters of the Third Kind being a very big landmark in the storytelling. There's another show called V, if you remember.
I do.
I remember.
That reptilian thing. That one is so real. I don't know. I find that is there's already a narrative being told. Like they can come, They can just check out the stories, because I think for let's say a government, a body, let's say I want to kill my own scientists, you will have a conscience. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to remove them, right? Maybe I will just sanction what they talk, give them a heavy fine, but not to remove them.
But now that you're talking about V, and we're talking about all these things, is ominous bit of malevolent aliens, perhaps, or any what do you call it? NHIs, non-human intelligences, and what's been happening to these people that could be probably by human hands. Let's just take a look at this. This is really a kicker, man. It's taken from Truth Capsule TV. Orion's Belt. Kai, do you have that? Let's play this on this one. This one is a kicker, man. Check this out.
1 year later, in 2002, another unsettling formation appeared at Crabwood, showing the face of what many described as a gray alien beside a disk of spiral binary, revealing the warning, "Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe. There is good out there. We oppose deception. Conduit closing." Then in 2015, a massive binary-style formation appeared again near Turin, echoing the same warning-style layout and reinforcing the pattern people had already noticed, along with the Latin phrase, timeo et ferentes, I fear those who bear gifts. So in 2002, there's this message that pops up with this beautiful work of art of what seems to be like a gray alien. And the message translates to, beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. And it shows the Orion constellation, and it shows these sort of grays or whatever. And now we have your message, which says, beware of Orion. Now, there's two things here that say beware, and they're both picturing Orion. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't know what it is, but, clearly it seems like we're warned about it.
Okay. You know that crop circle, right? It's a gorgeous crop circle. The great alien holding a disc, and this constellation of Orion, 3 stars, Orion's belt. You can see it there as well next to the face of the alien. This whole crop circle contained a spiral data track encoded in standard 8-bit ASC2 binary code, the exact same binary language that our computers use. It was a message in that crop circle. Now, this is a great talking point because there's so much technical precision in that crop circle. In order for the message, for us to be able to decipher the message and get it coherent and grammatically correct in English. And again, the message is beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain, but still time. Believe there is good out there. We oppose deception. Conduit closing. Then it says beware Orion. Now, if you were to watch the episode I had with Terry last week, right, on the automatic writing, what she wrote about the Watchers, the message is almost the same.
Does she know? Has she seen
No, she is not.
So it's independent?
Yeah, it is. I deliberately made sure.
Okay.
Because I knew. Now, when I prepared this episode today with this video that we just seen, it was way before I had the interview with Terry. Okay? So I didn't really know it either. But the similarities, because in that episode, she wrote, according to her, the Watchers told her about World War III. And the message is almost the same. Right? That there's this aggressiveness we need to release. I think there's a message about deception. So the point is, what's up with Orion? It's always about, if you notice, Andromeda, which is the next galaxy, right? Which is larger than it's not a constellation. Andromeda is galaxy. Yeah, it's the next big galaxy that eventually will collide with ours, but that will be eons away. But it will happen. No, if it will happen, and it's always Andromeda. And there's Zeta Reticuli and Orion.
This is part of the UFO narrative.
Yeah.
Right? Because this comes from our personal experiences by people from so-called beings out there, and they get this information from them.
But somebody is telling us to beware of the greys. Because the crop circle showed the image of a grey holding a disc.
Yeah, so this is linked to the what they call disclosure rate that's coming out. Sometimes, or what we hear is that it's very sensitive because it will just disrupt everything. And I think maybe they have some information already about this negativity.
Yeah, but you see, since we're talking about, like you said, the places in space that's in the world of ufology, right? The greys are not connected usually in ufology to Orion's belt. No, they're connected to Zeta Reticuli. The greys are supposed to be organic drones, created by the tall greys, who come from Zeta Reticuli. Yeah, so which Ubi Kayu is from. So while the Orion constellation is always associated with more malevolent or dominating forces, and that is true. There's always something evil that's coming after human beings from Orion. So is it a warning from the Greys about a different faction, or a warning about themselves, the Greys themselves? Which is something that it's fascinating.
Yeah, it is a good versus evil kind of narrative coming, right?
Yeah,
coming down from space. And you have the Nuremberg, is that Nuremberg, the drawing, where you have the carvings that happened in Germany a long time ago, where they have, I think in 1500s, they had this drawing of things that they saw in the sky there was a war.
Oh,
happening.
yeah.
I can't remember what's the name of the.
Yeah. There was a war in the sky.
What they drew out, it was a wood carving, and then everything.
It's strange you say that because last week I chanced upon a video in different parts of the US. I don't even know why it's just the US now. So it's just US. I just don't get it. And different parts of the US where there have been sounds of explosions and booms and stuff. Like as if there's a war going on somewhere up there that we can't see. You know, and it's quite fascinating too, to be honest, because it's really taken from people on the streets or people from their homes. It's different collection of videos that someone put together, you know. So it's quite something, man. Yeah. So now that you raised up the thing about Europe, about what happened in the skies, there's somebody actually drew a painting of it. Yeah, I remember that. But this thing about beware, you know, don't be deceived, right? It's like a cosmic Trojan horse. You know, beware the bearers of false gifts. So
this is where the new angle.
Don't forget
the branch is coming out. It's called demonic. They say these things are very demonic.
Yeah, but don't forget, the fringe theory is that Eisenhower made a deal. Remember, and that we got our Kevlar, we got our fiber optic technology, and all that from the Greys. Yeah. So they were bearing gifts. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it could be.
It could be. One more thing to cover before we move to Doug's a little topic from Doug.
Okay.
Let's play this one. The Manta Ray, Nevada. Okay, that's the one. Oh, check this shit out, man! You gotta watch this.
And in that survey, what we found is that there is some kind of highly conductive mass with a unique shape from between 1 and 200 feet underground.
When we were passing under here, when we were up here, we were hitting metal, but we were passing under the object, and the word...
The manta ray.
Whoa. He said.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we've been told that there is a manta ray under here. Exact
shape of a manta ray, but being a craft.
Yeah.
A manta ray. They literally said manta ray.
Who said that, and what technology did they use?
These are people from Bigelow's team that has leaked information to us that looked through files from when they were up here.
Are you kidding? Right?
That is such a remarkable coincidence.
What's incredible is we had just learned about it. It just sort of just all came together. Y'all didn't front load him with that.
No, that came out of absolute nowhere. What? Jeff and Carl didn't know why it had that nickname. We had never heard that before until this exact investigation.
This is startling.
Oh, yeah.
This is so startling. I think the fact that a completely independent third party conjured up the same term is beyond coincidence.
During that projection, we identified an ultra low frequency that was emanating from the area, 68 hertz. We took that, turned it around, and put it back into the environment by projecting it out of our own tone generator. When we did that, we actually saw a change in the RF spectrum where the original signal seemed to intensify.
So it's almost as if you're getting a response. There is an answer, if you will, coming back.
That's what it felt like we were doing. We're putting out something and we're getting something back.
It really does look like some type of communication.
But whatever this thing was, it completely wreaked havoc on all of our technical equipment. On 2 separate occasions, these $20,000 professional EMS shielded drones got completely hijacked and crashed out of the sky. And on several occasions, they were moving forward in a motion and then suddenly stopped, just like they hit a force field or an invisible wall in the sky. Even more astonishing than that, the GPS recorded in those events internally on the drone. The first time that it happened, it recorded as if it was flying over Cuba, even though we were in Nevada, like it was headed towards the Bermuda Triangle. And then a full year later, it happened again. And the GPS falsely recorded inside the drone that it was flying over the Pacific Ocean, over the Pacific Northwest, headed over Canada in almost the exact same flight path as the year before. So it was super bizarre. It kept crashing the drones out of the sky. And these are 2 completely different drones. They're not the same drone being brought back. And we're in Nevada, and this thing is spoofing our drones every time we tried to fly them. Then we also brought in a $200,000 piece of drilling equipment and attempted to access the tunnel systems to literally go in the underground and approach the manta ray up close. And not only at this moment did I honestly get calls from strange government agents trying to intimidate us and scare us from what we were doing, but right when we started operating that big drill rig, some kind of electromagnetic wave killed the entire tractor. So it was super strange. The whole thing had layers of mystery, but it honestly all started when we figured out that ultra low frequency, and whatever was underground, it responded to us. And then the Skywatcher team, they're talking a lot about the same problem. They've even had entire control systems of a helicopter get locked up on them mid-flight. We're incapable of going up or forward. Even the physical stick of the helicopter itself would not move forward.
I've got over 4,000 hours of flight time, and this has never happened before.
So we don't know how they're jamming us. We don't know how they're turning our equipment off yet. Best guess would be a microwave signal. We're not seeing it on the frequencies we're using for our collection equipment.
And it was pretty amazing to hear the team at Skywatcher admit all of these technological fails. And when this happens, surprisingly, the psionic team members seem to have the opposite effect. The telepathic members of the team suddenly make contact and they can almost see the future. And this is happening at the exact same time as the man-made technology is completely jammed and failing. And it surprised me that they sort of casually also mentioned that the psionic assets telepathically predicted how many UFOs were going to appear, what direction they were going to come from, how they were going to interact. And they did all of this a full 24 hours before it happened. This is mind-blowing to me because this is actual precognition. And if that's true, it means they predicted the future before it happened, and then everybody saw it and they captured the data and the footage. And I think that's pretty amazing and validating for a lot of us who have felt premonitions and experienced this kind of synchronization or manifestation happen in their own life. And that's pretty much how part 2 of this video ended. And apparently part 3 is going to focus mostly on the psionic aspects. And I'm really excited to hear about that.
All right, thanks, Kai. What do you think, guys?
It wouldn't surprise me none at all if there's not a craft, under the ground there.
Yeah.
What struck me was the thing that somebody contacted them to stop doing this and all that and talks. Who are these people? So I always like to question that. Who's stopping me? If you say that it is part of the US government, blah, blah, blah. But why are they stopping research like that? Because this would be groundbreaking for them. They would say, do the research, but do not tell the world. Then we would have used the technology.
I tell you what struck me the most. You have two entirely different $20,000 EMF shielded drones. Okay, they're shielded from EMP. Okay, and they were hijacked midair, regardless whether they were shielded or not, and thinking that they were flying over Cuba, right? Yeah, and it's the Bermuda Triangle, which is crazy. So it's not just jamming, man. It's so advanced.
Yeah,
it's too advanced.
Yeah.
And then the physical force field. I mean, where your stick can get stuck on a chopper when you're flying. You know what I mean? It's like locked up.
They can do with you what they want.
Yeah, they can. I mean, we're quite screwed, man.
By opening up to critics, of course, they will say, oh, no, all machinery can have malfunction. So we cannot just say it's over the Skinwalker Ranch that this happened.
It's not just...
Critics will say that.
Just to let you know, man, that wasn't Skinwalker Ranch, man. This is from the series Beyond Skinwalker Ranch.
Beyond,
And the Skywatcher team, right? The Skywatcher is all mishmashed together by this guy that came out, the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
I just hope it gets through, because the last time we did this, there were issues with... Yep. So I had to work my magic for that, but I hope I don't have to do it for this, because it's going to be impossible to do. So I hope this part of the program is aired. I hope so, guys. And if you watched it, they're great. It got through.
Yeah.
Okay. And the precognition, the psionic assets from the Skywatcher team. Those are the guys that named all the 35 or 30 plus different crafts that they discovered, right? The people that rushed to retrieve crashed alien craft, the Skywatcher team. They have psionic assets, people who get remote watchers, people who are very, very much, what's the word for it? People who are more psychic, people who've got abilities. So they are the ones who've got precognition from don't know who, God knows, about how many craft would appear, right, 24 hours before it happened. I mean, gotta give Stephen Greer some kind of credit. CE5 is all about consciousness, right, and how they communicate with these guys. Now, last topic before, because I know Bong's got to run. He's got he's waiting for an abduction to occur.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Doug's buddy, man. A recent one. So what I did was, this is the picture Doug sent me. No, not this one, the other one, the smaller one. You got a smaller one? I enlarged the original picture you sent me.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like, dude.
Yeah, I've never seen one quite like that.
Yeah, it is definitely not a star. Take a look at that. It's enlarged. I've enlarged it. I went to do something to it on as well, to make it look to see what's on the inside. If it's a celestial body, an aircraft or a drone, it would usually render as solid or clean geometric light points even when blurred. Yeah. Obviously it's not there. Instead, this is a highly anomalous, vertical, rectangular, or cylindrical core with a distinctive red, wavy internal line or emission surrounded by a distorted, multicolored, energetic halo or plasma-like fringe.
Yes.
Yeah? So, it is definitely something else. So, the plasma energy envelope that's there, right? And I sent this picture to my AI. I mean, you get something that's going to destroy the planet first before the aliens do, to tell you about all this. So, let me read out to you what the AI said, yeah? The plasma energy envelope. It points out the shimmering, multi-layered halo surrounding the solid core. In UAP physics, researchers often talk about field propulsion, where a craft manipulates the air or space around it, creating a glowing ionization of plasma sheath. Now, this image looks less like a metal hull and more like a captured energy field. The plasma field around it.
Right.
The red core anomaly, the one in the center, the wavy one.
Mm-hmm.
The vertical crimson interior structure. Conventional aircraft lights are strictly regulated. Green, red, white navigation strobes, flashing in sequence. A central continuous vertical red pattern like this defies standard aviation lighting protocols and commercial drone designs. Now, why the hell do these things always follow you?
I don't know, man. I was actually coming home from work, actually. And when I looked up and I seen that, and I knew right away when I saw it, I was like, well, that's one of my buddies up there. So I just took out my camera and took that shot.
So did it move in the sky?
No.
It was stationary.
Yes. Yep. Sure did. And I knew when I captured it, I said, this is something different. Normally, it's square, Zippo shape, rectangle, but I've never seen.
I got a
one
Zippo
like
one.
this.
The last time you sent me, there's a Zippo one.
Yeah.
When I enlarged it, right, it looks like a freaking Zippo, dude.
It does.
Yeah. But this is Singapore.
Yes.
I mean, how people pick it up. I'm talking about people as in our radar.
Yeah, it was cool, and that's how come I went on and I said, well, they must know I'm getting ready to talk to you again or something other. And I said,
holy shit, no wonder I was coughing nonstop just now. Let me tell you about that cough, man. That was weird, man. Really, that was weird.
I know, because when I was speaking, I could hear your cough.
I was going to ask my wife to go get you some water. I was like, maybe.
Yeah, I was choking. I don't know why. That was really weird, man. That was really, really weird, man. Yeah. Jeez. This is the second time, right, Kai? It's happened to me? Really?
Yeah, so it's not supernatural.
So it's not supernatural.
You got to see a doctor.
Yeah. It's not something interdimensional that walked through me.
Not really. I think it's the coffee that you have.
It's not coffee, dude. It's water, man.
Water.
Yeah, so it's strange. I've been drinking water and still not. This whole thing started to happen. Okay. That's about it for this season's UFORAS. And I need to do this before we end the show. And we're going to end the show with the latest Bob Lazar's S4 documentary video. Wow, that was quite something. I don't know whether you guys watched it. You should watch it, man.
No, I've not got it yet.
Oh, go watch it, man. You guys should watch it too, really. I'm going to play a little excerpt from it. I really hope I'm not going to get in trouble for that. Okay, guys, thank you so very much for being on the show. Before I let you all go, don't forget to check out my deals, exclusively made for you. My deals page will be at mydeals.page/260V. You can streamline your daily carry with Digital Union. You can score official licensed music and sports gear from a massive collection of Old Glory. You can also pick up a comfortable outdoor ready shirt from Pinche Gringo. And to keep your energy and vitality at your peak, make sure you grab Zevo Life, the world's most nutrient-dense superfood. Now, I've locked in these deals for you at up to 30% off when you use my promo code CHCPod. Separately, for all your professional audio gear, head to the Shure Shop at shop.shure.com.sg and use the code AFC Henson. Just a reminder, we all do earn a commission when you use my codes. It's a perfect way for you to save some money while directly supporting the show to keep us alive. Until next time, people, in my usual fashion for this episode, when we end it, I always say, please, people, look the fuck up! Bye-bye, and see you next season!
Bye. See you.
I was shocked at how sparse the inside of the craft was. Everything was the same color, the same texture. The sport model is 16 feet tall and 52 feet 9 inches in diameter. The exterior skin of the disc is metal, which is the color of unpolished stainless steel. The sport model sits on its belly when it's not energized, and not the stereotypical tripod legs that folklore usually associates with this type of craft. As you can see, the entry hatch is located on the upper half of the disc, with just the bottom portion of the door wrapping around the center lip of the disc. The interior of the disc is divided into 3 levels. The lower level is where the 3 gravity emitters and their waveguides are located. These are the integral components of the propulsion system that are used to amplify and focus the gravity A wave. The reactor is located directly above the 3 gravity emitters on the center level and is in fact centered between them. The center level of the disc houses the amplifier heads as well as the seats, which were too small and too low to the floor to be functional for adult human beings. The walls of the center level are all divided into archways. At one point in time, when the disc was energized, one of the archways became transparent and you could see the area outside of it just as if the archway was a window. Then a form of writing, which was unlike any alphabetic, scientific, or mathematical symbols I've ever seen, began to appear on one side of the transparent archway. I was never given access to the upper level of the disc, so I can't enlighten you as to what the porthole-like areas are, other than that I can assure you they're not portholes. I really focused on the skin of the craft, what it looked like, how it sheen, the color. It has a small antenna-looking device, which is actually a waveguide that protrudes from the top. The upper part of the craft, above the insulation ring, were what we called the arrays. Flat, window-looking, porthole-looking openings in the craft. They were unusually dark, really dark, almost looked like holes, although there weren't. It was theorized that they were used to determine the craft's location in space. Each one of them looking out in space, apparently looking at star positions or whatever energy or light it uses to locate its place. Each one looking in a different direction, and then some sort of computer in the upper level that takes that data and figures out its location. I walked up to the stairs that led to the entrance of the craft. I remember climbing the stairs, how excited I was to finally get to see what's inside the craft. When I got to the top of the stairs, I can clearly see the reversed American flag to my left. The hatchway is fairly small, and I put my hands on both sides of it to bend down to go inside.
The Chris Henson Conversation. Real talk, no filters, and a growing community of more than 100,000 subscribers across ASEAN, right here from Singapore.